All right. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to today's stream, today's coaching session. As I mentioned last Monday, the plan is to do these every Monday at 4 o'clock UK time. So if you were here last week, well done for appearing and being here today. Matt Burns 88 is here. He's saying, let's go. I think that's a great idea. What we're going to do today is actually do some multi-way training. This is a great app by DTO, and what you can do is you can drill and train different multi-way scenarios. Now this is part of the game that I think is probably quite weak in most players' games. I'm going to hold my hand up and say if it was heads up against the big blind, really good. If it was multi-way, probably down here. And then everything else is probably like this. And then ICM probably up here, given writing a book on the final table. If you don't know about that, check it out. D&B's website, it's out next year. It's called The Final Table. It's not actually finished yet. I'm currently editing it. And it's around 75,000 words. And I've given myself 3 weeks to edit the book, and I'm about a third of the way through. So this is the second week, and I haven't really started it yet, but I've done about 27,000 words so far. So yeah, that's where we are. That's where we're at. Who else is here? Fuzzy Ferret 83 is here. How's it going, Fuzzy? And Walks is here as well. Awesome. So streaming on both Twitch and YouTube. Von says, are you doing your words per day? What do you mean, Vuns 187? I think it's a good question. If it's going to be about the book, I can tell you my method, because the 75,000 words are already written. It's now just editing them over the next 3 weeks. So I started off by just writing 800 words a day for 5 days a week. This was starting in July, and so I was writing like 4,000 words, right? 4,000 words a day, a week. 4,000 words a week, and then I thought, okay, this will take like this amount. Benjamin with the subscription, just tuning in from work, love it. Welcome to the stream. So where are we at? So 4,000 words, and then I thought I could finish by this time, and then have like a few weeks to edit, and then in December I'm going to be sending the book off to my friends in the industry to get some feedback, and do they think it's great? Do they think there's some things could be improved? This, that, and the other. Blah 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 blah. So then it got to a point where, I had a honeymoon in that period. Shout out to my wife. What else? I went to Coventry to play some live poker. That was fun. So that just ate into the number of weeks available. So then it suddenly became 1,400 words a day, 7,000 words a week. Anyway, we got there. We got to 75,000 words just over a week ago. So it's pretty exciting. Let's see who else is here. So One Testicle. I mean, it's a great screen name. Afternoon, Gareth. Good afternoon, One Testicle. Benjamin says, super exciting having Helmut's name on your book. Absolutely. So Phil is writing the foreword. So that's really exciting. Vons, hopefully that answered your question. So I think we should probably get into some multi-way spots. So yeah, basically what I'm trying to say with this is probably one of the weaker parts of my game. So during this, I'm not just going to be teaching you. I'm going to be learning, and we're going to discover stuff together. Hopefully that makes sense. So yeah, let's get into it. We're going to start here. There's 30 big blinds deep, Ace, Queen, 9, rainbow board. We're going to do some work from the big blind first, because I think this is going to be really, really important. So first of all, let's have a look. This is what our range looks like. And you can see we're just going to pure check on this board. So what you could do is you could drill all of these spots, but it'd be pretty boring because you'd literally just be checking all the time. So we're not going to do that. That's pointless. We could have the low jack going for the bet. Vons is saying in the sandwich, you've hit on something there that we're definitely going to be looking at, because I'll explain that right now. So we could look at what happens when the low jack calls, maybe button calls. Sorry, low jack bets, button calls. We're actually going to have the low jack checking, but before we do that, let's just have a look at their strategy. So no all-ins, obviously. We've got a decent amount of checking and mainly small betting, with a little bit of big betting that's coming from a mix of like vulnerable like top pair, top kicker, plus some gut shots and a 9 as well for good measure. But when they do check, they can still have some really, really strong hands in their range. So they're checking aces, queens sometimes, nines sometimes. Queen nine's betting, so probably doesn't have queen nine. Ace queen's betting. So it looks like two pair is going to go ahead and bet. Sets can check, just blocking a lot of both of our continues. And there's some other checks as well. Looks like ace-x going to bet quite frequently, but can still have some ace-x in there as well. So I think this is really, really important here. Benjamin 96 says, how deep are we? 30 big blinds. Little clue, top left, kind of, just right here. 30 big blinds, single raise pot. So look, Jules B says this is on YouTube. So we are streaming on both Twitch and YouTube. So I've got to try and keep an eye on both the chats here. Jules says, have you tried Preflop Academy for multi-way spots? I have not. I am a massive advocate of DTO's products, so I tend to just use all of their products. Post-flop, DTO post-flop, and three-way and pre-flop. Really, really good. But I haven't checked out that yet. Alex Santeri, maybe just Alex, I don't know. I'm going to butcher your name, whatever happens. Says, man, I really hope that these will be saved on your channel. Cannot stay right now. Yes, the replay of the stream is always available. Fun says, just tell all of YouTube to come here. Okay, let's do it. Let's send it out to the ether. Or the whole of YouTube needs to come in and check out the stream right now. I see what you mean. Are you telling everyone on YouTube to come over to Twitch? Right, it makes sense. I thought you meant like the whole of YouTube to just come watch the stream. But no, that makes sense now. Right. So we kind of got an idea of what the low jacks range strategy looks like. They're now going to check, and this is the impositions strategy once we get there. So a mix of small bets and checks. So the green is check, and that marries up with this bit here. And then the small bet, which is like two bigs, is the yellow, right? So they're going to be betting most of their ace-x, a little bit of checking back with ace-8, the weaker ace-x hands. Doing a lot of mixing, I would say, with queen x and 9x, and then hands that don't really want to bet like 8, 7s, and 6s, because you can very rarely get better hands to fold. But then if you start betting like 2, 3, 5s, you can get better hands to fold, I think. Let's just check that. So if they go for a small bet, we do actually fold a little bit of 9x, as you can see here. So for sure, if they bet 2s through 5s, they're getting some 9x to fold. Queen x is going to continue, ace-x is always going to continue. If we fold, then they're betting 2s through 5s, right? And they can get 6s, 7s, and 8s to fold. But they're not betting 6s, 7s, and 8s because that's the kind of hands you're trying to get to fold in the first place, right? So that's the kind of the logic there. Okay, so we're going to go back to the big blind. And you might have noticed that we are playing pure call, right? And we talked about why that could be. Just give me your thoughts, guys. See if you caught it. Why do we play pure call from the big blind in this situation? Give me your thoughts in the chat. Okay, Fuzzy says, to keep in Button's weak hands. Absolutely, could be. I think it's a good start. It's a good idea. Fun says EQ, equity, maybe. Benjamin is because we are at range disadvantage on this board. For sure, we're at a disadvantage on this board because the undergun player can still have some really, really strong hands. Yes, they were going to go for a bet more frequently with the two pair type hands, but they can still have a set and they can still have some ace-x. So we end up playing pure call in these spots. Now, facing a bigger bet, this is where I've seen some raising from the big blind, but versus a small bet, when the original raiser checks, this is one of those situations where we play pure call, and we're mainly just going to call with pairs and draws and just fold everything else, basically. I can't see anything weak like a king 8 with a backdoor flush draw or anything like that. So, yeah, interestingly, we are going to fold some 9x, but call with the weaker ones. Basically, the ones unblocking bluffs, right? So 10-9, Jack-9, King-9. He's got some maybe King-Jack, Jack-10, 10-8, stuff like that. So we're going to start folding out those 9x. And we're going to continue with all of the weaker ones as well. Jackie9 says, just joined, but is it because opponent has more nutted hands? Yeah, so the original raise has still got some really strong hands for sure. Canada's little A says range disadvantage and out position. Excellent, excellent stuff. So I think this is going to be a common theme, and I think what's going to be really nice to see is if this continues on different boards. So like, a low connected board, for example. I would call this like an ABX board. So an ace, a Broadway, and then a lower card like 9 or under. So I think that's it'd be good to see what the difference is. Woo, it's almost, well, have pretty much spilt my drink everywhere, but we'll survive. It's only water. Okay, so what's again like? It's just like not that exciting to run through the drill part here because we're just gonna be playing call or fold. But I suppose what would be quite nice is let me just address this spillage situation. What would be quite nice to do is just to make sure that we are continuing the right kind of hands. So like, we have a gut shot here, we're going to call. Ace-X is always going to call. 4-3 is just easy fold. 10-8 is a weak gut shot. I couldn't remember whether or not that's a call or a fold. Call, maybe we fold the rest. Yeah. Okay. So that's pretty good. Like we're working this out, on the fly now. We're always going to call an ace. This isn't good enough. We're just going to fold. So we're really looking for a piece of the board. 6 is just going to fold. Ace-5, we're going to call. Queen-Jack was a call, I think. It was only the 9x that started folding, right? So that's kind of how I would approach this kind of drill, training, study, whatever you want to call it. We just want to sort of get into the idea, and it's almost good that if you make a mistake, I think, because if we just get like 14 out of 14 here, are we not really learning anything? Maybe just shows that we're really good. I mean, here like you might have thought, oh, we'll just raise because we can get lots of value, but we know that it's a pure call spot because we're playing a whole range, like continuing range, as a call rather than any raises. But yeah, I would quite like to make a mistake at some point. Okay, well, here we go. So 9-8, Jack-9, 10-9, King-9, those are the kind of hands that are folding. I think 9-7 was a call though, right? Yeah. Let's do 25. 9-6 was a call. The 6 just doesn't interact enough with this guy's bluffing range. Also, like, I wonder how much of it is that if we improve the 2-pair on the turn, we're not going to be dominated by a 2-pair or a straight. So if we have, say, 9-10, well, our opponents could definitely have King-Jack. Right, and they could also have Ace-10 and Queen-10, and then we, end up putting a lot of money in, with the second best hand. To do 3 more, this is a fold. Gut shots were a call. This is call. Ooh, there we go. We made a mistake. Okay, so for some reason, hang on. Let's just try and work this out. So 10-8 was a mix between call and fold. Jack-8 is a fold 100% of the time. We did just say this, if the 10 came on the turn, he does have King-Jack. But then if we have 10-8 and a Jack comes on the turn, he can still have King-10, right? So what's going on? Not sure. Not sure why we did this. But anyway, we got 24 out of 25. We're a genius. We're really good at playing multi-way. Joke. Okay. If anyone's got any questions, fire them into the chat. I'm very happy to talk about them. I'm just going to make sure we're doing all right across the different platforms. Looks like we're doing fine. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, right. What should we do next? I really want to continue this big blind theme, but I want to try a different flop. So let's go for like a lower connected flop. This one here looks good. 8-7-6. Right, let me see, guys. Who's paying attention? Who thinks that they know how to play multi-way spots? In the chat, do we have any leads here? Multi-way, Do we have any leads on this 8-7-6 board? What do you reckon? Let me know in the chat. If you think yes, tell me what kind of hands would bet here from the big blind. If you think no, then you don't need to do that. All right, Vuns is in there. Vuns187 says yes, 2 pair straights and sets. It's a good start. 2 pair straights and sets. What do we think, other people? What about some draws? What about like 7x of spade hands? Are they going there? What about 9x of spade, 5x of spades? Hands like that. Do they want to go in to a leading range? What would be the reason for wanting to lead here? We talked about being who was it said about the sandwich? Vun said it, didn't he, in the sandwich? So we can basically sandwich the low jack. So can we bet, some weaker hands to get some better hands to fold, or can we bet some hands that can get the low jack to fold? That's a good question. Marty's here. He says, "I'm here more by luck than judgment." Welcome to the stream. Okay, so let's take a look. All right, so there are some leads here, 20%, and I've talked about like 9x being in there. I thought it'd be like 9x of spades, but it looks like quite a few 9x. Forret, you're now Fezzy Forret. Fuzzy Ferret 83 says no leads. I'm guessing. See laws 99 bet also 9s and 10s. Yeah, so let's talk about that because we can't have. No, it's not a 3-bet pot. It is a single raise pot. Low jack versus button versus big blind. We're in the big blind, first to act. We can't have 9s and 10s because we would have probably jammed them pre-flop at 30 bigs. So we can't have them. You can see like 7s through aces we don't have. So this is a range of hands that we do have, but we can have 6s. We can't have 7s and 8s. So whoever said about sets earlier on, we can't have 7s and 8s, but we can certainly have hands like 10-9 off. We can have pair plus draw. We can have just a straight draw here. Imagine betting like 9 high here and getting better hands to fold. And I think that's really what's the kind of thing that's going on in this spot. Let's just test that theory. So yeah, imagine betting like 9 deuce of diamonds or 9 deuce of hearts, and then your opponent has to fold ace king and king queen and a lot of ace queen and king jack and queen jack. All of these better hands, right? So this is just a really big win for us in that spot. And if he folds, then similarly button is going to start folding some weaker pairs and some offsuit hands with no spade. So yeah, that's some definite sort of logical reasons why we can start betting with like 9 deuce of hearts here. Okay, so we're going to check, and the low jack is doing a lot more checking, I think, in this spot. Just doesn't. What was the board? 8-7. Let's just check. 8-7-6. Yeah. Okay. So they mix with their sets. I'm going to bet straight all the time, betting a decent number of 9x, 10s and jacks, betting for value and protection, and doing some checking with aces, kings, and queens, presumably going for a check raise at this SPR. But yeah, it kind of depends what happens. But yeah, we have some 2-pair. It looks like. So a common thing we've seen so far is that the original raiser, who's out of position, wants to bet more frequently with hands like 2-pair and with maybe strong, vulnerable top pairs or over pairs. So you can see like ace-8 or 9s and 10s. So I think that's pretty interesting. There's also like a huge amount of checking. Flop Birdie, shout out to you for the follow. Okay, so they choose to check, and then let's have a look at the button strategy. So the button can have some sets. They can have a straight. They can have like draws, and they can have weaker draws. So it looks like again, it's quite a common thing as well. Like I'm sure it was a mix, 50-50 check and bet small for the in position player. We'll look at some more boards in a moment to see if that's the case. But seems to be fairly consistent so far. And then potentially betting 4s and 5s because they can get better hands to fold. Let's see. So do we fold better hands? Not really. No, not really. Let's have us fold. I just want to see what we do like ace-7. Yeah, ace-7 still gonna continue and stuff like that. So let's go back to the button. So betting like 4s and 5s doesn't really generate folds from too many hands, but yeah, I mean, you're potentially getting some value from weaker hands, I guess. But yeah, betting the kind of hands that we'd expect. So, you know, the sort of the stronger, the highest equity hands, I guess. So like, you know, a pair plus a draw or a straight or an overpair seems to be the go-to hand, and then sets as well. Okay, so earlier on, I mean, you might have caught it before. We didn't want to raise from the big blind, did we? We didn't want to raise. We were playing pure call because the original raiser can just have so many strong hands on this board. Let's see if that's the case this time. So there is actually some raising going on. Let's see if we can do this. So we've got some hands that we want to start raising. Okay, we might have to deal with this. We might have to deal with this spillage issue because it's now affecting my mouse. As I said before, like, it is just water, so it's not the end of the world. But yeah, now the mouse isn't working, so bear with me. First world problems. Talk amongst yourselves, guys. If anyone's got a joke, then feel free. All right, 1 second. Oh, look at this. Flying now. The mouse is absolutely flying. Right, where are we at? So yeah, there are some raises happening now with pair and draws. Looks like pair and a straight draw. Wants to raise. What's this? Pair and a straight draw. Actually, some jamming going on with the top pair and a straight draw. So at this point, like, we got to think, like, what's going to happen if we choose to raise here? Is this player now going to start folding some hands? Wow, look at this. So we raised from the big blind now with, say, 9-8 or 8-5 or 7-5, which is just a pair and a draw. And the original raiser is supposed to fold jacks and queens and kings and aces. Wow, there we go. So there's always method to the madness. If we choose to jam, then yeah, same kind of thing. They call a little bit, but yeah, most of the time those hands are just going to go ahead and fold. So it's pretty big weapon. Vun says that's not happening in real life. Okay, you tell me, Vuns. You're in this situation, and on this board, let's go back here. This play, you've got kings with no spade. You've got kings with no spade, and you see a bet and a check raise. Like, what are you doing with kings? Are you just going to call and see what happens on the turn? Or are you just going to send it now and just get it in? Like, we can say, like, oh, that's not happening in real life. But, yeah, I mean, people have to be pretty bad to not understand what's going on here. Okay, you thought it was first bet. Okay, no, it's all right. It's all right. It's all good. All good. But yeah, so I think this is like these are the kind of situations then on these boards where we can generate folds from better hands, and we can have a decent number of strong hands in this spot. Whereas on the Ace Queen 9 board, well, we didn't really have any strong hands, right? We had like Ace 9 and Queen 9, but our opponents can always have sets and Ace Queen. So yeah. I think this is a really nice idea. Let's go back and have a look at other hands we continue. Do you know what I would love? And if there's anyone from DTO watching, I would love to have the board up here. They do it in DTO post flop, I'm sure, where you can see the board. But like I know it's 8-7-6, right? But like sometimes you be whizzing through these and you're like, what's the board? Like I don't know what the board is. It'd be really nice for it to be on here. So nice, yeah. If anyone's watching from DTO, please add that to this. It'd be great. Okay, so we're going to continue with any pair, basically, and any flush draw, and any 9. So any 8 out straight draw. What about the bottom end? So some 5x calls, not really. It needs a pair and a 5, or like pair and a flush draw. Sorry, a 5 and a flush draw. So that's pretty good to know. You don't want to be drawing to the arse end of Wenger. Okay, cool. Right, we're going to give it a go. 25 hands, see how we get on. So this is definitely a call, maybe even be a raise. Okay, no. Call, 8 out straight draw. This is going to be a fold. 4-3 is a fold. 7-5. This is a raise. No, it's not. Right, let's we'll definitely come back to this. So there was definitely a 7-5 in there that was raising. I'm fairly sure. Or was it a 7-5 that was leading in the first place? That's what we need to check because we've made a mistake. But this is what I was saying earlier, how this is so much better than just getting everything right. Cool. Okay. Yeah, this is raise. No. Too strong a hand. Fold. Fold. Call. And we call with any pair, right? Yep. And same one here. Pair and a draw. Draw, like 8 out straight draw, looks good. King Queen, I didn't see whether or not we call with 2 overs and a backdoor flush draw. I'm going to say no. I want to fold here. Yes. This is a gut shot and 2 overs and a backdoor flush draw. Is it good enough? Yes, it is. We call with any pair. All right, so King 5. What did we say about this? Guys, who was paying attention? Is this a fold, a call, a raise, or a jam? Let me know in the chat. Funds is going for raise. AC Who, first time chat, shout out to you. It says call. I was going for something else, guys. I'm folding. Folding. Claus. Santa Claus 99 says fold. Marty on YouTube says fold. Yeah. I think it's a fold. I think we said this, right? That you needed something else to be going with it. King 5 of spades, obviously we're going to call. King 5 off with a king of spades. Maybe even that's a call. Angel or Angel Tenchev says fold as well. I think this is a fold. I don't think we get to continue it. That is correct. Well done, team. King 10, 2 overs and a gut shot, but with no backdoor flush draw. I'm going to fold. Yes. 6-3. Any pair was a call. This is a fold. This is a fold. This is a fold. Any pair. Call. Okay, right. 23 out of 25. Let's just explore some stuff. So 7-5 off. Okay, right. We were kind of close. We just got the suits wrong, right? And it's probably quite important. 7-5 off with a spade was the raise. 7-5 off, that's the hand that we found as a raise, was actually not. So, yeah. And the reason why we're doing that is because we can, you know, we've got good equity. We've got a pair and a straight draw. But we also have, we can get better hands to fold. We can get all those overpairs to fold. Fun says overpair and unblocking flush draws. Okay, yeah, but it was a fold with the King 5. It was just King 5 of spades that wants to continue. King 5 of diamonds actually as well, some pure. So having the straight draw and the backdoor flush draw. So that's a good one to remember. What was the other one? What was the other one we got wrong? Can anyone remember? I can't remember. But anyway, this was the main one. Oh, was it? It was 10-9 off, wasn't it? I think we raised, and it was just too strong. We should have just called. Cool. Right. We are going to stick with this theme, but we are going to do a different board. Let's do a paired board, just because we haven't done one yet. Let's choose like a 10-10, 10-10-3. I don't think we're going to see any leads here, but let's check. Okay, pure check for us. Good. Let's have a look at the low jack strategy. So mixing it between small bet and check. 10x betting really frequently. I've no idea why king 10 bets less frequently than ace 10, queen 10, and jack 10, but there'll be something to do with the king, obviously. In there, 10's betting sometimes. There's no pocket threes. Ace 3's betting. Okay. All right. So this player checks, and let's have a look at the button strategy. So once again, you know, check and small bet seems to be a very, very common theme that we've seen in these sims. They're going to go ahead and bet king 10 and queen 10 and 10 9 and 10 8, but ace 10 is going to check quite frequently. Ace 10, let's see the suit. Is it like ace 10 of clubs bets? Yeah, ace 10 of clubs bets, but ace 10 of spades checks. Just because ace 10 of clubs has no backdoor flush draw and then completely unblocks, you know, hands that can call back with a backdoor flush draw. 10x. Okay. I think this is pretty reasonable. I'm going to say that I'm probably not finding enough of these bets in position. So that's pretty important. Okay, we're going to have a bet here, and we're going to look at our strategy. So again, we are just going back to playing pure call. The original raiser can have some really strong hands. They don't have threes, but they can have some king 10, as we saw. They can have 10s, I think, as well. So, and we don't, we have pocket threes, and we have 10-3 suited, and then quite a few 10x. What is going on here? This cannot be right. What is going on here? No, I'm not having this. There's something wrong with this. There's definitely something wrong. Why are we folding 10-8 and 10-7? Why are we folding trips? Oh, something happened then. No, it didn't. Right, let's... I'm going to refresh this because I think something weird is happening. What is happening? Guys, is this how we're supposed to... Nah, this is definitely wrong. I think we need to report this back to DTO because I can't really make sense of our strategy here. Is the button not supposed to go small? Nope, that's definitely happening. Right. Either this is just massively, just completely wrong, or we need to be finding some like weird strat here. Can you check the button strategy? I certainly can. Yeah, my guess is this is it's a bug, isn't it? Something's a bit wrong. It has to be the wrong sim. Yeah, they just pulled the data's just coming from the wrong thing. So as with technology, this is gonna happen, right? But I thought it was gonna be some funky strategy that we didn't know about. But I wonder why 10-6, 10-3 as a 10-3 makes sense, right? 3x to call makes sense. Wouldn't it be so mad if like this was actually correct? Can't be though. Can't. Surely not. Surely not. I don't know what's going on. Let's try a different paired board and see what can happen because, yeah, no idea. Let's try like a queen 3. I just want to see where we actually have some really strong hands, right? So we've got some queen X, obviously. Let's. I just want to make sure this actually works. Right. I think we're gonna be all right now. because it's got all the queen X in here. Okay, let's go back and see. So we pure check, and then the low jack does a decent amount more betting, I would say, here. It's a rainbow boards, usually on paired boards. I'm saying usually, like a lot more. If it was like low jack versus button, I think we're going to see bigger bets more frequently. But we can just both have a queen, right? So I don't think he gets to bet big now. And usually on the paired rainbow boards, the reason why the low jack's betting big is because if we bet too small, the button can just continue too frequently with, backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw, stuff like that. Okay, so they're betting quite frequently. Do they have some strong hands in here that check? So like quads check. They've got some overpairs. They don't have threes. Some queen X goes for the check. Got some underpairs as well. Interestingly, like seeing the ace X go for a bet, which is probably a value bet, right? To get called by backdoor flush draw type hands. Let's just check that theory. Yeah, so the in-position player shouldn't be folding any backdoor nut flush draw hands. So they're folding like ace-4 of... Let me show you this. Ace-4 of hearts is going to fold, but diamonds, clubs, and spades are just always going to continue. So I think that's a really nice little pick out that the betting quite frequently with the better ace-x hands for value. Plus you got, what do you do? Block ace queen and king queen with some of these, like we're betting with ace king. Let's have a look, see what else is going on. Yeah, I think it's reasonable. Okay, I'm gonna have them check, and this player is now going to bet, and they're going to be betting some queen X quite frequently, also betting their best ace X hands, I would say. I'm betting some weaker ace-x hands, maybe to just generate some folds now here. But you've also got a backdoor straight draw, right? And backdoor flush draw with some of these. So seems reasonable. And okay, right. So it's definitely not the case where, as the sandwich player, Funds, you talked about this right at the start, that as a sandwich player that you never get to raise from the big blind, because this is the second board that we've seen there where that's the case. On the ace queen 9 board, where we're at a huge disadvantage, we're not seeing any raises. On the 8-7-6 board, we start seeing some raising. On this board, we start seeing some raising as well. So mainly calling with a lot of the queen X, but we're doing some raising with like the worst 3X, 3 deuce. Presumably because the 2 doesn't really interact with their ranges, so we unblock folds. We're raising like the best queen X hands quite frequently, calling with the ones in the middle and the bottom, and calling all of our 3X almost, I imagine. So you can see like 7-3, 6-3, 5-3, it's going to be like of hearts that folds, right? Because with no backdoor flush draw. 5-4 gets a bit spicy in there. Well, we're going to have fun drilling this, because this is a bit more challenging, I would say. King 10 wants to continue. I mean, this must be one of the most overfolded spots in all of poker. Well, from my point of view. Maybe you guys are better than me. I'm definitely overfolding here. If this is like we're supposed to continue like King 10 and King Jack here, and Jack 9 with a backdoor flush draw, 10-8 with a backdoor flush draw, like this is, yeah. This is going to be a fun one, though, to drill, just to see how we get on. So basically, the idea here is, versus button bet, we are going to continue with backdoor flush draw. We need like 3 to a straight, 3 to a flush to continue. So like 10-8, Jack 9 looks good. We're going to continue our 3X until we get to the weaker ones, where we need spades, diamonds, or clubs to continue. We get to raise some of our queen X kind of linearly, and then there's actually some funky raising going on with like king 6 with a backdoor flush draw, king 7, king 8. Okay, right. Let's have a go at drilling this. 6-5 pure fold. King 6. This is one of the hands that we get to raise, so it's probably a mix between call and raise. Jack 9. This was one of the hands we get to continue because it's 3 to a straight, 3 to a flush. Do we call and then raise the rest? Yep. Okay. Queen 10 was a mix between call and raise. Fours is just a pure call. There's a bit of raising actually. Jack 8 off is just a fold. 8 deuce fold, even with the backdoor flush draw. King 9 not good enough. I think it was King 10 and King Jack. Ace 9. I'm going to fold because we have nothing else going for it. 8 deuce backdoor flush draw, but not good enough. Ace 9 we already know is a fold. 5s is a call. Maybe there's a little bit of raising as well. Yeah, 0.4%. 6-4 off is a fold. Jack 10 off. No, I think it was King 10 and King Jack, right? Yeah, so we fold. 5-4, I think it was 5-4 suited where we get to do some raising. 8-5, we're going to fold. 9-4 of hearts, definitely fold. Queen 6. So the weaker queens we're going for a pure call, right? Yeah. 10-8 is a fold. Ace 6 fold. 8-5 off fold. 3 deuce. This was the raise, right? Okay, well maybe it's called as well. But yeah, it was a hand that started to raise. King 9 fold. 2 more. This is a fold. And Jack 6 fold. Okay, cool. 100%. 25 out of 25. Easy. Anybody got any questions? No questions? I never know how, there's no delay from my side, but sometimes the internet takes a bit of time, right? So we didn't do too badly there. I think we should try one more board. And we can always do some more multi-way stuff in the future over the next few weeks. I'm just going to try different types of coaching. So this one was more sort of, discovery and training. Last week, if you haven't seen it, the replay is available on both Twitch for the next week, I think, and then also on YouTube for life. We looked at some ICM spots, so that's a good one to look at. We can do some heads up, single raise pots or 3-bet pots. Basically, we can just do lots of different stuff. Andre, I am 1984. Thanks for the follow. What pairs does LoJack bet? There's a question from Jordan. It says, what pairs does LoJack bet on the Queen Queen 3 multi-way board? Let's explore it. So they bet jacks and a bit of 8, 7, 6s, 5s, 4s, 3s, and 2s. 3s is a full house. So hopefully that answers your question, Jordan. Fun says, can you choose a spot like EP and cutoff and button? No. I don't think so, because it only does 600, so you can't do EP unless you're going to say EP is like LoJack for 6 max. Shout out to CCapFan007. We can have a quick look, see what the spots are available. I do want to do one more board though. On this bit, you want to do LoJack. So you want out of position against 2 players rather than out of position against the 1 player against the flatter, and then in position against the big blind. Let's have a look. Although I've just mixed this up. Okay, let's see. I just wanted to see what the worst pair is. So the worst pair is pocket 2s. Okay. So we're gonna do one. In fact, let's just show the boards, and we can just come out of this in a moment. So we don't want. Yeah, it doesn't. There are no multi-way sims yet for everyone being out of position, or you being out of position against the 2 players. Impossible for everyone to be out of position. So yeah, we can't do that. Right, let's do a final board. Let's do what have we done so far? We did an ace queen 9 board. We did a paired board, queen queen 3. We did 8 7 6. So I think some sort of flush draw board, like king or queen high. Let's have a look. I don't want it to be paired. Yeah, let's do like a king, queen, deuce. This is a good one. So Pontalot said monotone. That was going to be our next thought, but we're going to do this one and see how we do. I can't expect to see any leads here. We don't really have enough strong hands to start leading, which is good to see. And low jack is once again mixing between check and small bet. What was the really common sort of heuristic was that the low jack was going to be betting their more vulnerable hands more frequently. So like ace seers or king queen, pocket twos if they had it, I'm sure. They don't have king deuce or queen deuce, so they can't have the other two pairs. But king queen seems to be betting quite frequently, whereas like top set and middle set is checking more frequently. Seems to be quite a lot of betting with 9x here. I mean, this is a pair, this is a pair, this is a gut shot, and this is a gut shot, right? So that kind of makes sense. And then ace 9 is just nothing, apart from ace 9 is diamonds, which is a flush draw, and that does bet. So that's pretty reasonable. But yeah, a decent amount of mixing. Yeah. I think next time we do multi-way, we should like highlight, play from the low jack's position. I just wanted to try and keep the study and training focused today on one spot. So we wanted to have low jack checks, button bets, and we're in the big blind. I wanted to explore other boards where we raise. Is it always just pure call? Now we know the answer. All right, and button strategy, betting a little bit more frequently. They do have a decent number of king X in their range this time. But yeah, betting draws and betting pairs. King queen betting all the time, twos betting all the time, and then some weaker ace x hands with a backdoor straight draw, and also can probably generate folds from better ace x, right? And some pairs. So if this player bets and we fold, let's have a look. Oh, this is not good. I'm trying to remember this board. King of spades, queen of diamonds, two of diamonds. Let me check the internet. My side seems to be okay. Still seem to be streaming. Let's try a refresh. Oh, I mean, it just doesn't like it anymore. We've upset the solver. We've upset DTO 3-way by saying, like, with that, what board was it? 10-10-3 rainbow? Was just like, nope, didn't like it. That's annoying. Does it work for us? Okay, it works for us. Yeah. I was just thinking that he can get like 9s, 8s, 7s, 6s, stuff like that. Like basically like pairs without a diamond will fold very frequently when the button bets like ace 5 of hearts, I presume. That's my best guess, but unfortunately we can't. Well, I'll try it once more. Seems to be a problem with the network connection. Well, I don't think there is. Anyway, let's take a look at our strategy then. So we continue with all of our king X and queen X. 2X wants to be backdoor flush draw, although the weaker ones want to continue more frequently. Again, just not interacting with either player's ranges, I guess. We're gonna fold. Yeah, we're gonna fold pairs. Okay, so yeah, when someone bets ace, when he bets ace 5, like we are folding 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s without a diamond, which is what I just said, right? Okay, I'm gonna continue all draws. It's a common thing, right? So versus a small bet, we want to continue with most pieces of the board unless it's really weak and with no potential to improve. And then draws, right? So flush draws, straight draws. We probably have, Jack 9 of spades calls and Jack 9 of hearts folds, do you think? Yeah. So, although Jack 9 of spades is still folding a little bit at the time, but hearts and clubs are just always going to fold. Okay. Right, I think we can do this. 25 out of 25. Let's see what happens. 3s with a diamond. I think these were folding regardless, right? It was 6s with a diamond was always continuing. So yeah, fold. This is a call. We said all draws are going to continue. If you have absolutely nothing, you're just going to fold, which is what we're doing here. Jack 10 is a draw. We're going to call. We're going to call 2 pair. Folds. We're going to call with a draw. 6s with a diamond was a call, right? Ace 4 is a fold. 9-8 is a fold. Call with diamonds, obviously. Ace 3 is a call. This is a fold. 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 Folds. Fold. Gut shot was a call. A6 is a fold. Cool. 25 out of 25. Not bad. Not bad at all. That might wrap it up, actually, for this session. We looked at 4 different boards. We discovered when it's appropriate to raise from the big blind facing this action. And we looked at different players' strategies. I think it's really, really useful. I think this is an amazing tool, kind of gamifies the game. But yeah, unless you have some way of running these yourself, I don't know any other software. I don't know if Simple GTO Trainer does 3 ways yet. I know it always threatened that was coming soon, but yeah, I don't know, actually, is the answer. But this is just like the ultimate way to drill 3 ways. So yeah, I kept it focused and specific on this exact spot because I wanted to keep things similar but change the board. And that's how I recommend you do all of your study, right? It's because if you just do like random spots and random study all the time, you're going to get random results, right? If you want to make real progress, then you need to keep things focused and specific. And I would say, multi-way study and training is a leak in everybody's book. Like, even I'm sure the best players in the world are making some mistakes here because this is relatively new software, right? The multi-way software has existed for a decent amount of time. Monka Solver or simple 3-way, so you can run your own sims, but you can't drill like you can in DTO 3-ways. So yeah, definitely recommend picking this up. It's amazing. AC Who 123 says, thanks very much. I'm a new watcher and subscribed on YouTube as well. Very informative session. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you to everyone for being here. If you haven't done so already and you're watching on YouTube, or even if you're just watching on Twitch, go over to YouTube and subscribe to the YouTube channel and watch some videos and stay on there for ages and watch all the videos. That really helps the algorithm, recommend my content to other people. If you're watching on Twitch, or again, if you're watching on YouTube, go onto Twitch and hit the follow button. I know we had quite a few follows come in throughout the session, which is great, and beforehand as well. So shout out to you guys. What else do I want to tell you about? If you want to join our Facebook group, then it's facebook.com/groups/poker profits. And we're, I want to say, well over 4,000 members now, all learning about tournament poker. So if you would like to join, head on over there. Maybe I can put it in there. Put it in the comments. That'd be a novel thing, wouldn't it? Not the comments. What am I talking about? The chat. Here we go. I'm going to post it in the chat. Join this group right now. Who is this? I'm Lunchbox07. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, join the Facebook group, and I think that's going to be it. Oh yeah, if you join the Facebook group, you can make suggestions as to what we cover next week. And this is going to be a weekly thing. I'm really enjoying this. Hopefully you are as well. So join the Facebook group, make a suggestion as to what we are going to cover next. And that's going to wrap things up. Guys, well done for tuning in. Well done for improving your poker game over the last 45 minutes. I will see you next Monday. Take care. Bye-bye.